My name is Hana.
My name is Isabel.
And I'm Tanya.
We're Keiken, which means experience in Japanese, and experience means to us exploring the nature of like consciousness, like the experience of like making work, also creating experiences for the audience to actually experience and participate in. We all came from a background, like we all studied like fine art together, so it was more like artist background, and it wasn't necessarily working loads with technology. It was more, you just got given your own like space, and it was more about like, you can make whatever you want, as long as you can kind of articulate and define what you're doing or the process you're in, which also can be really liberating, and it also gave us space to an encouragement to like be like, okay, let's work together, and like also try, and that really helps with like the research and coming up with ideas and like what do you want to create.
Also, the practice has been incredibly experimental. We've done lots of projects, so there's been a lot of learning and growing that it innately is multidisciplinary, because there's architecture, there's inventing new technologies, there's game design, there's like character design, there's so many facets to it. Everyone has to learn a lot of skill.
The exhibition takes you on a journey between two different works. So we have Spirit Systems of Self-Knowing, and then also the game Morphogenic Angels, Chapter 1, and then into a little world-building room, which is a bit more introspective, allowing people to kind of process and observe what they've just experienced as well.
Like, none of the work we've made is about like, this is our opinion and this is what we think. It's about coming in, experiencing the work and engaging it at the level you want to and where you're at. It's like, it's not saying you have to deeply understand the conceptual ideas of morphogenic angels and all this like science fiction storytelling. You might just go in and enjoy the visuals for 5 minutes and get something that's much more ephemeral and more bodily. You might get something that's actually deeply critical. You might just have this like very intimate moment with the wombs. It's trying to find a lot of access points instead and not tell the audience what to think or feel. It's trying to just come in, just to be invited in.
And I think in this exhibition, it's like a really good example because of giving multiple access points, because it's like, if you want to get super into like the storyline and the concepts, you can totally do that. I mean, you can experience the work, but there's the world building room. So there's so much more that you could like really dig into there. But if you just want to have like a cool experience, a relaxing experience, you come into this space and experience the wombs and just like be in an immersive space or watch people playing the game. So there is different access points in this exhibition to kind of enjoy or think critically or contemplate and have a bodily experience.
Spirit Systems of Self-Knowing was inspired by a durational performance that we did for 3 days with people who were intergenerational, different genders and different expressions. And they wore silicone-bought wombs. And at that time, we were exploring animism. So like, how does everything have some kind of like soul or consciousness? And when the performers put on the wombs, everyone just had this deep connection. It changed the way they moved their body. Emotionally, it was very evoking. Like, we had one collaborator who spent the whole day actually crying. We had another, like a curator, asked to wear the belly and just ran off for 2 hours and we couldn't find him. So we were like, okay, the womb is a sacred geometry. So the idea was like, how do we create more empathy for other beings? What if we put the animal, the non-human, into the first-person perspective so that is embodied? Because embodiment was like so central to the practice. And would that mean that people could have more empathy for others through that?
So Morphogenic Angels is I guess it helps to maybe frame how we began thinking about the project in terms of imagining what the future of consciousness might be like in 1,000 years' time. How there might be more post-human or like hybrid consciousnesses, and how that might actually expand or shape new reality. The idea behind morphogenic angels is just this idea that they're able to kind of like reprogram themselves with the consciousness of other beings, whether that's animal or cellular or like from outer space or anything. So the story centers around a morphogenic angel called Yaksu, who they've kind of just evolved into a new consciousness, but something kind of unusual has happened and they can't remember who they are, so they're going on this long kind of like difficult journey of trying to like sort of self-discovery and trying to connect with who they are and connect with others in the world. Despite it being set in the future, they're having this very human, relatable experience.
We chose video games because we really love creating narratives, but we wanted to create an experience where you could be inside the narrative and have autonomy to move in different directions. So it was like advancing the immersivity and the possibilities of narrative. Often with the world building process, we will create a lot of diagrams and have lots of ideas about how like stories and characters in the future. That was coming from the place of we want to imagine a future that goes beyond our current reality. It completely breaks that reality. So it's like we can redefine what society is, what the body is, what our subjective realities are, politically, everything. So that was the idea, is like we almost have this freedom to completely radically reimagine the way we see the world. Yeah, that was the place of world building or framework of world building we were coming at.